I'm Jeremiah Santiago, and today I'm going to show you a couple little tips and tricks on what you can do to spice up your guitar playing. I'm going to start by demonstrating one of the simplest effects you can use, and everything I'm going to be showing you here is going to be dependent on your hands and your playing ability. Of course, you can have all the effects in the world, but if you can't chop it on the neck, then the effects aren't going to make it sound any better. So the first tool is going to be the whammy bar. You can speed it up, and of course you can slow it down. If you want to combine a little bit of overdrive and some distortion, and if you know about harmonics, you can combine harmonics with the whammy bar and you can get some pretty unique sounds. Now, I can't take credit for this next trick. This is something that Joe Satriani had on his Surfing with the Alien album. It was a sound that he described as a lizard going down the throat. This is how it sounds clean. Okay, harmonics are a pretty important part of the guitar. Not only can you use them to tune your instrument, but they're very vital in making some pretty neat sounds and nice accents to your song and whatever you're trying to do. Some basic harmonic placements. And one of my favorites, a little bit of slide harmonics. You can do it on any string. You can do it open. You can even do it while fretting position, and I'll demonstrate both. So we'll start with the E string. And we can do the same thing if you're fretting a note. So fretting the E string, 2nd fret. 5th fret. So on and so forth. Then we can also do a little bit of tapping harmonics. Basically, we're going to use our 4-fingered ring finger on the the 3rd and 5th fret, and we're just going to tap on and off like so, and we're just going to move our palm up and down here. As a intermediate player and of course an advanced player, we all know about pull-ons and pull-offs and how we can just basically work our way up down the neck here, and we can do some stuff without even using our pick. So I'm going to pluck the first note and let my left hand do everything else. Now I'm going to combine that a little bit with a little trick that almost every guitarist should have in their repertoire of tricks, and it's just a little bit of tapping. It got a little overboard in the 80s, I gotta say, with like Van Halen and Joe Satriani, but it sounded really cool. But you can tap every once in a while just to kind of add a little accent and flavor to your sound. So once again, I'm going to start by plucking the first note and let my fingers do the rest. No pick. Another cool little fun trick is just the pick slide. You can also do a reverse pick slides, and you can even do finger slides too in combination. So. Also with tapping, it's good to mention that you can do not only the same with your fingertips, but you can use the edge of your pick to get kind of a neat sound too. So it sounds a little bit different than using your fingers, so this is how it sounds. I wouldn't try to fool you. I'm not as proficient at tapping with both hands as a lot of other guitarists, and you've probably seen it in Joe Satriani or Buckethead. But you can use both hands, and you can get almost like a piano-esque feel on the fretboard, and it just kind of adds a nice little tone to it. It could be like a good little bridge part of the song. So we'll do a little something here. there's just so many other little noises and things you can make with the guitar that may not exactly be musical, but you can use it as like little accents, stuff that you can't really get off of using a keyboard or synthesizer. Tom Morello of Rage Against the Machine was famous for that, and he can make it sound like you were scratching a record, kind of like just taking your fingers and sliding it back and forth right here across the bridge, using the bridge pickup. Just sounds a little bit better, and just sliding back and forth. Like I said, not really musical, but you know, with the right practice and technique, you can actually get it down and make it sound like you're scratching a record. Really cool effect. It's kind of like a little bit of slide at the same time. Get kind of a really cool stuttering effect. Joe Satriani's first EP was Not of This Earth, but he did a song in which he recorded everything was done with guitar, including the rhythm section and, of course, the guitar notes itself. So he would take either an Allen wrench, or you could take anything that's metal, and you could basically, whatever pickup you have on, or you have your selector to, you could take it and tap the actual individual poles of the pickup. Another kind of neat sound is something that Kurt Cobain did of Nirvana. He would actually strum the strings behind the nut, and you can do that simply just by taking your pick or whatever and just strum. And you get a little bit more sustain if you don't mute the strings here, but if you do mute, and if you get really crazy and you happen to break your volume pedal or any pedal that has volume control on it, as far as a rocking foot pedal, don't forget you got one on your guitar itself, and you can actually get the same effects. Steve Vai played for Frank Zappa, and if you're familiar with Frank Zappa, you know that he was a pretty innovative and crazy guy. And Steve Vai was a pupil of Joe Satriani, and he came up with a lot of cool things you could do with the guitar and the electronics and everything. You could do some, make some noises. Just by beating on the side of the guitar. He even tried some things as screaming at the pickups, and there was one song I can't remember right off the top of my head. I want to say it was off of Alien Love Secrets, but you could actually hear him screaming, and his voice, it was picked up by the actual pickups themselves, so kind of neat. And you can do the same thing with an acoustic guitar. It will actually pick up your voice, so kind of an eerie ghost sound, if you would. Like I said, the guitar is a pretty versatile instrument. There's not a whole lot you can't do with it. There's a whole lot of people on YouTube and MySpace and making videos of some phenomenal guitar playing with all these different tricks and things that I've just shown you here, and you know, they've got a pretty unique sound without sounding like, you know, Van Halen or anybody else that's already done these kind of things. So I hope this helps you add to your tool bag of tricks and things like that, and happy guitar playing, and be creative out there.